Did you feel that? Sophie asked, her voice shaking. It's just an earthquake, Ethan said, trying to be strong, but no one believed him. Then, from the darkness inside the cave, they heard a deep growl. Everyone stood up quickly, eyes wide with fear. Who's there? Liam shouted into the dark. No answer came, only silence. Maya whispered, "We should stay near the fire. It will keep us safe." Hours passed. The fire was almost gone. The strange noises stopped. Liam decided to explore the cave a little. He took a small flashlight and walked slowly into the darkness. The cave was narrow and cold. The walls were wet and slippery. After a few steps, Liam found a small hole in the rock. He looked inside and saw a tiny hidden room. Inside the room, there were old objects, broken bottles, old clothes, and a small wooden box. Liam opened the box carefully. Inside, there was a small book and a silver necklace with a strange symbol. He took the book and returned to the group. The friends gathered around as Liam opened the book. The pages were old and yellow. The writing was strange but simple. It told the story of a family who lived near the forest many years ago. They tried to protect the forest from a dark spirit, a shadow that could control the trees and the animals. The book said the shadow trapped people in the forest to keep itself alive, Maya said. Maybe that shadow is why we are lost. Suddenly the cave shook again. A cold wind blew out the fire. The friends screamed. The cave was dark and cold again. Liam held the book tightly. We have to keep this safe. Maybe it can help us. Noah whispered, I don't want to stay here anymore. Can we leave? Liam nodded. Tomorrow, we leave. We find the way out. But the cave had secrets, and the shadow was close. Morning came slowly. The cold air filled the cave, but the friends were awake early. They all felt the weight of the night, the dark shadows, the strange noises, and the shaking ground. Liam held the old book tightly. We need to understand this book more. It might help us escape. Maya looked closely at the pages again. It says the shadow controls the forest. It changes paths and tricks people. Ethan frowned. So, the forest doesn't want us to leave? Yes, Maya said quietly. It wants to keep us inside forever. Noah's eyes filled with tears. I want to go home. Sophie hugged him. We will find a way. The friends packed their small bags. They left the cave slowly, watching every corner for danger. Outside, the forest looked different in the daylight. The trees were taller and the shadows darker. Liam checked the compass again. The needle was still spinning wildly. We can't trust the compass, Liam said. The forest is too strong. They started walking, trying to find a path they recognized, but every direction looked the same. Thick trees, dark shadows, and strange silence. Hours passed. The friends grew tired and hungry. Their water bottles were almost empty. Suddenly, Maya stopped. Listen. The forest was quiet. Too quiet. No birds, no animals, only the sound of their footsteps. Then, from the trees, they heard soft voices, whispering words they could not understand. Liam held Maya's hand. We're not alone. Out of the shadows, thin figures appeared. They looked like people but were pale and slow. Their eyes were empty, and their mouths moved in silence. The friends froze. The pale figures moved closer, surrounding them. Ethan whispered, What do they want? One pale figure reached out with a cold hand. Liam stepped forward bravely. We don't want trouble, he said. Please let us go. The figure stopped and looked at Liam with empty eyes. Then, it slowly disappeared into the trees. The friends didn't wait. They ran as fast as they could through the forest, but the forest seemed to close behind them. The trees grew thick and the path was lost again. After running, they stopped near a small hill. They were out of breath and scared. Maya said, We need a new plan. Running won't help. Liam looked at the old book again. There is a part about the shadow's weakness. Light. It says the shadow cannot cross pure light. Ethan smiled weakly. So, fire again? Yes, Liam said. We need to make a big fire. Maybe it will protect us. They collected dry wood and leaves. Noah was scared but helped build the fire. As the fire grew, the shadows around them seemed to shrink. The pale figures stayed far away. The friends sat near the fire, feeling safer. But Liam knew this was only the beginning. The forest was alive. It wanted them to stay. And the shadow waited for the right moment to strike. That night, the fire burned bright. Liam, Maya, Ethan, Sophie, and Noah sat close to the warm flames. The pale figures stayed far away, only watching from the dark trees. The fire made them feel safe, but they knew it was not enough. The forest was still full of danger. Liam looked at the old book again. The shadow can change the forest. It can make us see things that aren't real. Maya nodded. We need to be careful. Our minds can trick us. Noah shivered. I keep hearing my name. It's like someone is calling me. Sophie held Noah's hand. It's the shadow trying to confuse us. The friends decided to rest near the fire. They took turns to watch the dark forest, so no one would be alone. At midnight, Liam was on guard. The forest was quiet. Suddenly, the fire flickered. From the dark, a figure appeared, taller and darker than the pale ones. Its eyes were red and it moved like smoke. The shadow. Liam stood up slowly. What do you want? He asked loudly. The shadow smiled. A cold, dark smile. You are lost, it said. You cannot leave. This forest is mine. Maya stepped forward. Why do you trap people here? The shadow laughed softly. I feed on fear. The more you stay, the stronger I become. Ethan clenched his fists. We won't let you win. The shadow raised its hand. The trees seemed to move, blocking the firelight. Darkness grew, cold and thick. Noah cried out, Help us! But the friends stayed strong. Liam grabbed a piece of wood and threw it into the fire. The flames grew higher, bright and warm. The shadow hissed and moved back, fading into the trees. Light scares me, it whispered. Maya smiled. Then we will keep the fire burning. The friends worked together to build the biggest fire they could. They sang songs and told stories to keep their courage, but the shadow was smart. It did not give up. The next morning, the forest looked normal again. The paths seemed clearer. We should try to leave now, Liam said. They walked carefully, but the forest played tricks. The trees changed places. The paths disappeared and reappeared. At one point, Sophie saw a small child standing near a tree. The child looked lost and sad. Come with me, the child said softly. Sophie wanted to help but remembered Liam's words. It could be the shadow. She pulled Sophie back and said, Don't follow strangers here. The child vanished into the mist. The friends kept moving, but the shadow's game was not over. The forest was alive. It was watching. And it was, waiting for the moment to trap them forever. The forest grew darker as the friends walked. The trees were tall and close, and the path was hard to find. Liam, Maya, Ethan, Sophie, and Noah felt tired and scared, but they kept moving. After hours, they found a small clearing. In the middle was an old mirror standing alone on the ground. The mirror was big and had a thick wooden frame covered with strange carvings. Maya stepped closer. Why is there a mirror here in the middle of the forest? Liam touched the mirror's frame. It was cold and rough. Noah looked at his reflection in the glass. But something was wrong. His face looked different. It was pale, and his eyes were dark. Suddenly, the mirror began to change. The glass rippled like water and strange images appeared. The friends saw themselves, but not like before. They looked sad, lost and alone. Ethan tried to pull Noah away. This is not real. Don't look. But Sophie was curious. She leaned in and saw something moving behind their reflections. dark shadows reaching for them. Liam said, "The mirror is a trap. It wants to keep us here." Maya nodded. "The book said the shadow uses illusions to confuse people. This mirror is one of its tricks." Suddenly, the glass cracked with a loud noise. The friends stepped back. The air around the mirror grew cold. The whispering voices came again, louder and closer. Liam said, "We must break it." Ethan picked up a heavy stone and threw it at the mirror. The glass shattered into pieces, and a cold wind blew through the clearing. For a moment, the forest was silent. Then the trees seemed to move again, opening a new path. The friends looked at each other. "Is this the way out?" Sophie asked. Liam nodded. "We have to try." They walked carefully down the new path. The sun was low in the sky, and the forest felt less heavy. But the shadow was still there, hiding, watching. Suddenly, they heard a cry. Noah screamed, "Help! Someone is there!" They ran toward the sound and found a young woman sitting near a tree. She looked scared and lost. "Who are you?" Maya asked gently. The woman looked at them with wide eyes. "I've been trapped here for days. The forest won't let me leave." Liam helped her up. "We will find a way out, together." The friends felt hope for the first time in days, but the forest was not done with them yet. The shadow had one last game to play. The sun was setting as Liam, Maya, Ethan, Sophie, Noah, and the young woman stood together in the small clearing. The woman's name was Anna. Anna looked tired but thankful. "Thank you for helping me," she said softly. "I have been lost in this forest for many days." Liam nodded. "We want to leave too. Maybe we can find the way together." Anna smiled weakly. "I know some paths, but the forest changes all the time. It tricks us." Maya asked, "Do you know about the shadow, the dark spirit that controls the forest?" Anna's face grew serious. "Yes, I have seen it. It hides in the shadows and plays with our minds." The friends felt fear again, but also hope. Maybe Anna's knowledge could help. That night, they made a fire near the new path. Anna sat close and told them her story. "I came here with my friends," she began. "We wanted to explore, but the forest trapped us. One by one, my friends disappeared. The shadow took them." Noah shivered. "Did you see the shadow?" Anna nodded. "Yes, it is powerful. It can change shapes and voices. It can even use people's fears against them." Liam asked, "Is there a way to stop it?" Anna looked at the fire and said, "I found something. A special flower that grows deep in the forest. It shines with a light that can scare the shadow." Maya's eyes lit up. "We must find that flower." Anna warned, "It is not easy. The flower grows near the heart of the forest where the shadow is strongest." The friends decided to rest. Tomorrow they would look for the flower. The night was cold and quiet, but Liam could not sleep. He kept thinking about the shadow and the flower. At dawn, the friends packed their bags. Anna led the way. The forest grew darker and thicker. The trees blocked the sunlight and strange noises followed them. After hours of walking, they reached a small valley. In the middle, a glowing flower shined softly, white and bright. "It's the flower," Anna whispered. But as they moved closer, the shadow appeared. It was bigger and darker than before. Its red eyes burned with anger. "Leave now, or stay, forever," the shadow hissed. Liam stood tall. "We will not be afraid." Anna took the flower carefully. Its light grew stronger, shining bright like the sun. The shadow screamed and tried to move closer, but the light stopped it. It faded slowly, disappearing into the trees. The forest seemed to change. The trees moved back, and the paths appeared clearly. The friends smiled, feeling hope. They started walking toward the forest edge. But the forest still whispered, and the shadow's power was not completely gone. The glowing flower in Anna's hand lit their way through the forest. Liam, Maya, Ethan, Sophie, Noah, and Anna moved carefully but with hope. The shadow was gone, or so they thought. The trees around them seemed less dark. The birds began to sing again. The wind was soft, not cold. "We are close," Anna said, quietly. "The forest wants to keep us here, but the light will protect us." The friends walked faster, following the clear path. Their hearts beat with hope. But suddenly the ground shook. The forest darkened again. From the shadows, the shadow spirit appeared one last time. It was angry and more powerful. "You cannot leave," it growled. "This is my home." Liam stepped forward, holding the glowing flower high. "This forest is not yours to trap people." The shadow moved quickly, trying to grab the flower, but the light was too strong. Maya shouted, "Hold on, everyone! Don't let it touch the flower!" The friends stood close together, holding hands. The light from the flower grew brighter and stronger. The shadow screamed and faded, losing its power. The forest began to change again. Trees moved and the dark shadows disappeared. Suddenly the friends saw the edge of the forest, open fields, and sunlight. Noah cried, "We made it. We are free." They ran out of the dark woods and into the bright day. Anna smiled. "The shadow is gone. The forest is free." Liam looked back once. The forest looked peaceful, like a safe place now. The friends hugged each other. They were tired, but they were happy. They had faced fear, darkness, and shadows. And they won. As they walked away from the forest, Liam said, "We will never forget what happened here." Maya nodded. "But we will remember to be brave." Ethan smiled. "Together we can face anything." Sophie and Noah laughed, feeling safe again. The dark woods were behind them, but the friends were stronger than ever.